What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Fourth Eye, and I am back after a couple of days. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, no. But I wanted to talk about something a little different today, and it's about like knowing who you are. And if you do that, like when you meditate tonight or tomorrow or the next day, just sit back and think of how you were, who you were as a child, your mindset. A lot of people, they are like, a lot of people, you can go back into your mind, and when you was a child, you can see, like, man, I thought I was grown. A lot of people are like that. Like, some people, maybe not. I used to feel like I was grown when I was a child. I didn't vibrate towards other children. Like, as far as like with my friends, we became cool, but when it came to like, the way we thought, I didn't feel like we thought the same, because I was a very calm, like, child, goofy but calm, but I also knew that I had this anger in me, and it wasn't necessarily an anger. It was that fight or flight. I always, like, I could always feel energy, like negative energy from a child. Like, so when I was young, if I was in a situation and I didn't like the energy, you wouldn't get me. I would not say a word to you. Like, I wouldn't speak to you. Still to this day, if I'm somewhere and the energy is negative, I'm not gonna speak. I'm just gonna observe, because I understand when I feel those type of energies that is negative, that they can provoke me into acting a way that I don't want to act. And I always knew as a child that if I get to that mode, it's going to be hard to stop me, because I would spaz out. And I had this, by having out of body experiences, it showed me that why I was like that. And the reason I was like that is because in other lives, I was a warrior. I was going to war. Like, I have whole experiences where I was just going to war. Like, real war. Like, it's crazy to think about. I was always in some type of role of being a warrior. And I used to always be like, as a kid, I used to always be like, why am I like this? Like, because I remember my sister, one time she told me, she was like, you need to forgive, daddy for not being around. And I'm sitting there like, forgive him? Like, I never was mad at him. Like, I always understood something that they just didn't understand. And they like, you need to forgive him. That's why you have so much anger in you. And I'm like, that ain't where it come from. My anger didn't come from my daddy not being around. But I could not explain that to them, that it wasn't him, why I had this anger. It's almost like I was brought into this reality with PTSD, but not as severe, like, but PTSD, like, so anytime I would get into a situation where I was uncomfortable, or I felt like somebody was trying me, I'm like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's go to war. That's how my mind was as a kid, but I was also very calm. If we was cool, you my friend, we chill, we laugh, we joke, all this stuff, we fine. But as soon as somebody would try me and I felt like they was trying to attack me, it's on. It's going to war. And I also understood something else as a child. I understood that everything in life everything is a form of manipulation. Even as a child, I realized this. Being in school, I realized that I don't know how, like, I don't know how my mind was like this. And that's probably why I'm so goofy, because I would see people playing with me, like playing with my mind. And I don't know how to describe that in a way. But when people would talk to me and they would be saying certain things, and I'd be like, I could see it. Like, I could see the manipulation, like, and it's hard to explain how you see the manipulation, but I would see the manipulation. Whether it was good manipulation or bad manipulation, I would see it. Like, for instance, like my teacher, like, when I was in second grade, when she wanted us to learn something, she would use something else to get us to focus. For instance, this was the only teacher I realized that understood how to manipulate me in the right way, because I was like big on candy when I was a kid. When she realized that all she had to do was tell me, if you make a good grade on this, I'll give you some candy. And I was going to ace it because I'm like, I want the candy. But I realized, oh, she's doing that to manipulate me. But I don't mind this type of manipulation because I want some candy. But when it would be like my sister, my youngest sister, but she ain't my youngest sister. Like she's right above me. She knew, like, if you tell Chris to do something, like, if you ask him to do something, like, if you say, hey, Chris, can you give me some water, please? I will get you some water because I don't mind doing stuff for people. But if you was like, hey, Chris, give me some water, who you talking to? You about to get batted in your mouth. That's what you about to get. Like, if you try to force me to do anything, I didn't care if you was an adult, a child. If you try to force me to do something, it's not happening. If you yell at me to make me try to correct me, to get me to do something, I'm not gonna do it. Like, but talk to me nice. Like, that's how I always been since a child. If you gonna manipulate me in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, it was so good that I found myself early, because me knowing how people manipulate, how everything is centered around manipulation. And I said centered, really, it's not centered, but everything is manipulation. If I take, like, I'm a supervisor at work. If I want somebody to do something that I need them to do, I see their personality. I know their personalities because I analyze everybody. I know their personality. So I'm like, okay, they're a little down right now. Like, I need to motivate them to get them to do what they need to do. So I use that to get them to do what I need them to do. And if I did not reach a point in my life where I woke up, where I was awakened, you know what I'm saying, found myself, that manipulation could have became a narcissistic trait. You know what I'm saying? Because I would use everybody to get where I wanted to be. And I always tell people this, and I'm not where I want to be in life, but I also know what to do to get to where I want to be in life. But morally, I cannot do it because I have morals and I stand on principles. I cannot do it because the manipulation is not pure of heart. Like, it's not good, because you have to do certain things to make, like, what you want to happen. And because if I cannot do it in a pure state, or pure, how do I explain this? Y'all get what I'm saying. But if I cannot do it purely, I will not do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to make, like, I still try to make music sometimes, but I used to make music growing up. I was raised in the hood. So normally when you raised in predicaments like that, or situations like that, you grow up with a mentality. I grew up listening to gangster music and all kind of stuff. And what transpired was me making gangster music. And even when I made gangster music and I almost got on, like, as a rapper, my conscience wouldn't let me go further because I realized that my music could manipulate people to do things that I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was like 17, and I made this song. It was real dark. And this guy from Mississippi, he was listening to it. And when he was listening to it, he said, "Dang, this will make you want to go out and kill somebody." And I said, and when he said that, I was like, "Oh, I'm deleting this." Like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that my music was like doing that. And a lot of people be like, "Man, why you don't make music?" It's because I don't want to make music that's manipulating somebody to do the wrong thing. And that's what's popular. That gangster music is what was popular. So you could not, like, when I would make something positive, people wouldn't really gravitate towards it. So I realized that if I make this type of music, people want to hear it. But when I make the music that's going to enrich your soul, that's going to wake you up, y'all don't want to hear it because it's not vibrating to that negative frequency that y'all own. So it put me in a situation where I was like not making music. Like still to this day, like I can make music and I can do it, but it's like I stopped because it's like I gotta focus my mind so that I can create in a more positive way. But yeah, it's like I always knew who I was in a way. Now I was lost too, like everybody else for a minute, but I also knew who I was. But I also felt like I was older than what people labeled me as. I wasn't one of them people that went to school and was a straight A student and I just did good in school. I honestly, I hate to even say this, but I hated school. I hated school growing up. And the reason I hated school is because I felt like I was being manipulated throughout the whole school. It's like I felt like when we was younger, my mom used to have these books in the house. And we used to read these books and read these books. Now I'm talking about second grade. Like I hated school. They used to have us in school putting puzzles together like an elephant, put it in the elephant shape, put this in, and I used to be sitting there like, this is so stupid. And I used to just do it quick. Like, okay, like what is this? This is dumb. Like this is how I used to feel. Like, and I don't like to say that I hated school for the kid because I don't want other kids to be like, I hate this shit. But at the same time, it's like, I never felt like they was teaching us right. They wasn't, everybody is not like, everybody does not learn the same. You know what I'm saying? And I always knew that from when I was in second grade, and it hit me hard in second grade because that's when I started hate. And I think it was because the work that we was doing was um, and this sound cocky, but it was so beneath me in my mind. Like, I was just like, what is this bull crap that they got us doing? They like, look, I could draw when I was a kid because I have 5 siblings. It's 5 of us, 5 kids. And we used to just sit there and draw. I'm talking about in second grade, I drew Abraham Lincoln, like the face of Abraham Lincoln. Like, I'm talking about like realistic art. Like, I could do that when I was a kid. Now, I might have not been the best, but I was like really good to the point I used to win competitions drawing. And you go in school and they got you drawing a damn face with numbers. And I'm sitting there like, I'm drawing the face with the numbers and stuff. And I'm sitting in my head, I'm thinking to myself like, y'all got me drawing a face with numbers. Like, do y'all not realize I can draw this without the numbers? Like, I'm not only like they drawing stick figures. I'm drawing cartoon characters and realistic faces. I done drew a picture of Michael Jordan. I remember I drew a picture of Michael Jordan like dunking. And when I took it to school, because she was one of my favorite teachers. I took it to school to give it to her. Like, oh, I got you this picture that I drew. My teacher looked at that picture and was like, you did not draw this. I was like, yes, I drew this. She was like, no, you did not draw this. I think she asked one of my sister. I think she asked my sister or somebody, did Chris draw this? And she like, yeah, he drew that. She was like, oh my God, like, you drew this? Like, yeah, I drew it. I be trying to like, and I used to ask her all the time, like, if I do good in this, on it, cause I used to fuck up. Like, I wouldn't do the work, like to the point where I would ditch school. I would do all kinds of stuff. I would tell her like, if I do good, will you skip me up a grade? Because I felt like I was not learning at the level I was supposed to learn at. Because I was like, the history, I don't like the history. I don't like this. But reading comprehension was easy as hell. The only problem I had in school was math. I was not into math, but I could do it. But I didn't like doing it because I used to be like, I ain't about to do shit when it comes to math. I ain't about to be sitting there doing no equations and shit. Like, I like basketball. I don't want to do this. But I had an understanding of I knew things that I don't know how I knew. And I always like talking to older people that I related to them for some reason. Other kids, like, I don't want to kick it with you because all you want to do is play with, you, like, my mom used to have us go to somebody's house and they want to play with, like, dolls and they be, psh, psh, psh. I used to be sitting there like, oh, what is this? Like, I want to go home. Like, this is some bullshit. I'm over here, and I'm like, oh my God, you want to play this? And I'll be like, why y'all got me hanging around these kids? Like, I was that kid that when the adults were sitting there talking, I would like sneak in there, act like I'm asleep on the couch just so I could listen to everybody talk. Like I wasn't into all the kid stuff. And I realized that I used to get really upset and I would fight. And that came from some other lives that I live. I'm like, I've always been that way. So I try to stay at peace mentally, always at peace. Like even when it's dealing with relationships, like I can't be in a relationship where it's a lot of arguments. Like I can't, you have to talk to me. Don't yell at me. Now I'm not going to do nothing crazy, but I'm going to leave. Like I'm out of there. Like don't yell at me. Don't talk to me crazy. I'm gone. Not about to do the lip warrior. Nope. I'm out of here. Because my mind, I used to tell everybody, just talk to me normal. Don't yell at me because it triggers something in me since I was a child. And it used to make me even more upset when people that know me, and I used to tell them that, like, don't talk to me crazy because it triggers something in my mind and I don't know where that's going to take me. And especially like in school, they'll say, blah, 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 blah. And what? Like, what? I'll tell them I'll punch you in your mouth. They'll tell me, do it. I hit them dead. Like, but I had to grow up and really understand myself, and out of bodies helped me to realize where that came from in me. Because still to the day, if I'm out my body and I feel uncomfortable, oh, it's about to go crazy. And I done been in some situations where I've got upset, and it scared a lot of whatever these beings are, like scared. Like I'm talking about, like I can't even explain it. Like I done some things and I'll be like, dang, why? How did I do that? But when I was in it, I just knew, like, it's crazy. I explained it in another video, but I didn't know I went this long on this video. But y'all stay blessed and be easy. Safe travels.